All right, Shauno. So now I want to talk to you a little bit more about above the rings movements. Now, I find these are much more difficult. Okay, so for beginners, for a lot of our people, we don't get much past a ring support or a ring dip, and I'll show you what they are in a second. You need to think that when you are starting on these, it's above the rings, your feet are off the ground for the most part, or you can start with your feet on the ground, like just semi-weighted. So it's more dangerous. So just take all of that into consideration. So the very first movement I would start somebody on is a ring support, and it's basically the locked out position at the top of a ring dip, okay? And I also like to, once somebody gets a bit of a handle on that, I like to move them towards what we call turnout, and that is a thumbs turned out position with that scapular retraction. Let me show you what it looks like. So ring support, have a look at my hands, about to turn out. And just doing like amazing warm-up exercise, amazing finisher, just doing like 3 sets at 20 seconds of that, even for intermediate to more advanced people is really difficult. Okay, so that's where we start, just to get that really locked out position. I find a lot of people they have trouble holding that position. You've got to lift them up. Next exercise, we move to the ring dip. So once they can get that hold, probably before a ring dip we'll do negatives. So a ring support and then just a slow lower down to the rings, and then their feet would go on the ground and they'd pop themselves back up to the ring support and slowly lower. Okay, once they can do a nice 5-second descent or a really slow descent, start working them towards some ring dips. So ring dip, you know what that's meant to look like. Ring support, slow lower, press up back to the top, get some turnout. Okay, start playing with gymnastics. We might as well do it properly, with turnout at the top, not just these bodybuilding style old school. So I'll give you a little quick look. Turnout to neutral. Cool. So play with that, go with the stability, really after like slower type reps. Once you can bang out 5 to 7 really nice slow reps, 3 sets, you're feeling pretty stable. I'll give you something, because this is what I think you're looking for, something a little bit more challenging. So, mate, you can play with this, but be careful who else you give it to, because she's a bit dangerous. And that's a shoulder stand on the rings. So if you can do handstands and hold a nice handstand, even if it's against the wall for a minute or so, then you can play with the shoulder stand. This is something that you might have seen. I think I posted a couple of years ago of me doing a shoulder stand on the rings. So it's a tuck. You're tucking to start with in a nice tight ball, in a ring support position, and then you're going to roll your body upside down to a hand balancing position, staying in the tuck. Okay, you can try and hold that, and then you'll slowly reverse it and straighten yourself out. You can also do this in like an L-sit position. It's a whole heap of core. There's a whole heap of core in most ring exercises, which is why they're so good. So it's pretty early in the morning here. I haven't really warmed up, so we'll see how we go. All right, cool. I didn't fall on my face. That was good. And so that would be the tuck shoulder stand. More advanced. You could see the rings were shaking a little bit. I was really trying to control them and hold on. Core was working really hard. Mate, that is a really good starting block. What I'll do below the video is I'll post how I think you should integrate these things into a program. But yeah, I hope this helps you, buddy. I'd be really keen to see some videos back of you doing the movements in your program. So yeah, hope it helps.